question everyone in Westminster is asking is when the next general election might be held. The Prime Minister can call the next general election any time between now and the 17th of December 2024, which is exactly 5 years since Parliament first met after the last general election in 2019. If an election has not been called by this point, Parliament would be automatically dissolved and the election would take place 25 working days later. This means the latest date for the next general election is the 28th of January 2025. So, when might Rishi Sunak call the election? The Prime Minister will want to see progress on his pledges to boost the economy, cut NHS waiting list and stop small boats crossings. He'll want a narrowing of Labour's poll lead and to be satisfied that the Conservative Party is ready, with candidates in place to fight a general election across the country. There are broadly 3 likely scenarios. Early election, most likely in May 2024, a late election held at the last possible moment in January 2025, or an autumn 2024 election, giving the Prime Minister more time to narrow the gap in the polls, but not waiting the full course. So why might a May election make sense for Sunak? 10 of the last 11 general elections have taken place in spring or early summer, and 6 of these were held jointly with local elections. In 2024, local and mayoral elections will take place in many parts of the country on the 2nd of May. If there is a spring general election, then this is the date it's most likely to be held on. However, going early would leave Sunak less time to deliver on his key pledges. He would have been Prime Minister for just 18 months, and voters are unlikely to be feeling the benefits for falling inflation as much as they would later on in the year. What about a late election in January 2025? Well, Sunak has said that 2024 will be an election year, which would suggest a January election is less likely. But there are reasons he might want to wait until the last possible moment. The longer he waits, the more time Sunak has for the economy to improve and to cut NHS waiting lists, while small boats crossings tend to fall in winter months. But a January election would require the campaigning period to run over Christmas, something we've not seen in the UK since 1910 and is unlikely to be popular with the public. Poorer weather and shorter daylight hours may also affect campaigning and voter turnout. So what about the autumn of 2024? An autumn election would allow the Prime Minister more time to improve his prospects of success, but without risking the disruption of a campaign over the Christmas period. A key question will be whether to hold the annual party conferences, which are a big revenue earner for the parties and an opportunity to launch policy positions. For example, calling an election on the 2nd of September when Parliament returns from summer recess would result in an earlier autumn general election date of the 10th of October, meaning the campaign colliding with the normal conference period. Calling an election straight after conference is another option. This would mean an election in late November. The latest likely election date before Christmas is the 12th of December, but this would mean dissolving Parliament on the 6th of November, which is the day after the US election. Check out our website, www.instituteforgovernment.org.uk, for all of our general election content.